everybody. Today is Sunday, July 19th, and I am making a new video. And before I start, I just have to talk to Mel. I would like to say, Mel, I am so sorry to hear about Andy. I cried like a baby when I heard the news. I wish I could be there with you, give you a hug, give Harvey a hug. I'm really sorry. I wish you the very best. You and Harvey are in my thoughts and prayers. Please write to me anytime. Today I'm going to be talking about hormones. I got information on the MS Society's website that I'm going to read to you, and I'll also tell you some personal information. Hormones may affect your body's chemical messengers. They travel in your bloodstream to tissues or organs. They work slowly over time and affect many different processes, including growth and development, metabolism, how your body gets energy from the foods that you eat, sexual function, reproduction, and mood. And before I really get into it, I would just like to say, men, this might be kind of hard for you to listen to. I know that my brother and Anthony and several other guys that I know have a really hard time listening to girls talk about these things, but I think it can only benefit you if you know the accurate information about why women are the way they are and how hormones play a role in their lives. So I think this information can be really helpful for you. So stay tuned if you want. Men with MS, it definitely affects you too, because I'll get into it, but hormones play a big factor in multiple sclerosis. Now, as an adolescent girl, you get your period, and my friends and I had been dreading it in middle school. We all talked about it, and every day we would say, oh, please not today. I don't want to start today. I don't want to get my period. I don't want it. And eventually we all got our periods. And we thought to ourselves, why do we have to go through this? We didn't do anything wrong. Why don't boys have to go through this? Because this is not fair. When you get your period, you're tired, you're sore in different parts of your body, and you're really irritated at almost everything. And it's out of our control. We have no control over how these hormones affect how we feel during our periods. Most importantly, we get incredibly emotional. And you all probably know that. But getting your period is part of the reproductive process, and it allows you to have babies, which is the most beautiful thing in the entire world. And once we realized that as adolescent girls, it was easier for us to accept getting our periods every month. As an 18-year-old girl, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And I thought to myself, why do I have to go through this? What did I do wrong? I didn't cause myself to get MS. I have fatigue, my legs get really sore, and I get incredibly irritated that I have limitations in life. I can't do the things that normal 25-year-old girls can do, and that can be really frustrating and hurtful at times. But as you all know, I try to stay really positive about it, but that's just the reality of having a disease. Most importantly, I get incredibly emotional, and that's not fun. It's really frustrating. I don't know where my MS came from. I don't know how it happened, but I do know that hormones play a big role in having multiple sclerosis. So it makes things incredibly difficult for anyone to have MS, but especially for women. It makes it a little bit harder, in my opinion. Being a woman, I think so. And everyone is different, so I'm not downplaying how it affects men too, because trust me, I know it affects us all differently. But as a woman, you have like a double whammy. You're emotional because you have the disease, but you're also emotional because you get your period, or you go through menopause, or after menopause, you're emotional. So sometimes I think it's just not fair. Before, in my video that I made about having a lot of emotions, I talked about the lability effect, or the pseudobulbar effect, and I'll repeat it again. And it says that it's where you suddenly laugh, or you suddenly cry for no apparent reason, or you suddenly burst into tears, and it's the result of having multiple sclerosis. Again, that is out of our control when you have MS. You don't mean to cry sometimes. It just happens, and it's totally out of your control. On the MS Society's website, it says, there is a growing body of scientific evidence suggesting that hormones, including sex hormones, may affect and be affected by the immune system. For example, both estrogen and progesterone, two important female sex hormones, may also act as an immune response suppressor. And that's scientific evidence. But the truth is, like I said, as a woman with MS, your emotions are affected from the disease itself, and also by your hormones, just because you're a woman. So just so you know, everybody listening, it's totally out of our control. It's out of our control as patients with MS, and it's totally out of control for women with MS, or women in general, to be emotional. That's what hormones do. This, I think, is the most important thing to talk about. And I've talked to several other women on YouTube, not through videos, but in emails and messages. And we've talked about how our symptoms increase when it comes time to getting our period during the month. And I've talked about this before, but I keep a daily journal, and I write how my symptoms are that day. And every month, sure enough, when it comes closer to get my period, every day that gets closer, my symptoms get worse and worse and worse. And for me personally, I get more emotional, which most women do anyway, whether you have MS or not. But my symptoms, like my tremors, increase, and my eyes, my optic neuritis, go kind of crazy, and it's obvious that hormones play a huge role in having MS, and they play a huge role in the lives of women. So as I conclude, I would just like to say, men, if you watched this video, and if you watched the whole thing, please take it easy on us, because it's out of our control, and most of us try our best to get through the day. But I hope everybody is doing well, and I'll be making another video soon. Bye!